Hello and welcome to the STB Racing League here for the season 20. You know what? So I've been watching so much about next year. Season 25, isn't it? I've seen season 26. I don't know why I thought something sort of 25. Going to 27 next year. Next season. Yeah, welcome to the season 26 STB Tier 2 Sao Paulo Grand Prix 4. And we're going to race 16 people in today, so a little bit of better lobby, but I was hoping for a bit more, but some people decided to deport themselves. As Jerry has stopped his qualifying and he's done. Going on pole as the Williams spins in front of the Haas. That's Arsinox. I think that might be Alejandro. No, it's not. That's an RB. It was Pistol. So Pistol's caught havoc here, and I don't think the Haas was happy about that. I think Pistol is in the lap, so I don't know what happened there. He's invalidated anyway. Devil's done over his lap. Bird's invalidated. Dynamo's on that out lap. Stay on board with him then. Knocks into hot lap now. DRS enabled. Doesn't use any overtake. Going into turn 1. Here we go. Into turn 1, keeps the car rotated. Doesn't use an inside curb there, but uses lots of turn 2. And for turn 3 for the 10 RSs. DRS open. Down towards turn number 4. It's a slower speed than you think it is. It's also faster than you think it is, but it's so easy to track limits, and yep, there you go. Fast track limits is easy to be done there. The white lines are quite far out the edges of here. Sandfax has just done a 27 point. He's signing up now, so we're still on board with him. DRS open. Some people really love to hog that inside quite excessively. Doesn't really help your speed carrying through the corner. I know you're trying to shorten the track down, but I think the scrubbing the speed affects you just as much, if not more. Round, pretty much flat out through there now through the horseshoe, into his technical section of the sector 2. Basically 3 hairpins. One slightly slower than the other 2. Roll it down the hill into Hungsao. Never get it right. First, just decided to just slap everyone in the face, and income side effects. Is he going to improve by a couple of tenths to improve his positions? Yes, he is. Improved by a tenth, which is enough to get him 4 places up into P4. Sorry, 3 places. I believe that's it. I think it's just Maldi waiting for his run out of fuel again. Waiting for him to cross the line. I don't know why he's not using battery, that would help him. So, this is your qualifying result then for STB Tier 2. The Bird on pole by 2 tenths to the Bird. Red Bull 1-2. What do you think this is? 2021? No, sorry, 2022. Jerry P3. Side effects P4. Dano P5. Alejandro P6. Darkin P7. Nicholas P8. DJ Danny P9. Arsinox P10. Wetui P11. Maldi P12. Disappointed with him. Silent Pistol P13 issues of controllers, and it's Cami, Avni, and Silvestri. I could call him Sylvester, but that's not how you spell Sylvester. So, looking for a decent race here. Strategy is it's confusing because the game thinks it's soft and medium, but I think most people did medium to hard. So that'll be interesting to see how the Tier 2 drivers work this out. Obviously, people like Bird, Maldi, yeah, they've done the race in Tier 1, so they've got an idea of strategy. I didn't feel like the mediums to soft was a really good idea in the end, to be honest, because I think you just get undercut so much to the point where I don't think you're in there really catching up because you get lost, you lose the train. I think, which probably won't help. So it's all about managing what you got and finding what's best. So yeah, it's weird that the game thinks it's one way, but actually I think it's because we can push the harder ties better than the AI probably can. I think that's what it is. Anyway, formation lap then. Off we go. Oh, and Devil's already binned it already, and he hasn't even got off the start yet. Luckily, they don't get damage in the formation lap. Not physically possible. But this is interesting. We've got Bird and Devil both on the softs. They're looking to push for these first few laps. Then you got people behind, like Joey and Dilemma. They're on the hard, so they're looking to go long. So I think we're looking Bird and Devil looking to go softs onto the mediums early on, probably around that 15, and then to go onto the mediums. Then you got people like Joey and Dilemma. They're probably going to pit around, I would assume around that 20, maybe 18, like 18, 20 to slap on the set of mediums. And then the medium runners will be the same thing, but just backwards. I guess around sort of up 18, up 20. No, but that 16 to up 18 to pit for the hards. But the hards are a little bit too hard, but the softs are just a little bit too soft, especially around here. It's one of those tracks where only really one tyre works the best. But you got other tracks where the soft and the hards, the medium and the hards don't have too much difference, and then the softs is practically useless. But all tyres all kind of work around here, as Devil is lagging quite drastically there. Obviously, apparently the start-finish line got. Oh, there's a McLaren reversing. I believe that's Dilemma. He's reversed because he missed his pit lane. Right. 5 lights then for the drivers. Get all of this stuff up. It's lights out, and away we go for Red Bull 1-2. Red Bull's had a terrible start. That is Devil. Bird had a good start as a Side Effects going to be up the inside of the Mercedes. Contact already between the two of them, of Joey and Side Effects, as they go side by side. The medium tyres giving extra go in this first time. Oh my god, it's been a massive crash. It was Dilemma's gone on the inside of Joey, and both of them around. And Joey's been suffered the worst out of it. He's now basically down to dead last as what's going to do fit. Danny's been causing another incident here with some other drivers as Dama only loses less places, Phil loses multiple places here. The soft runners continue to lead then over the medium runners. 2 of the hard runners are already out of this equation already. You see the strategy there, how it alternates between the two. But yeah, these soft runners need to try and push while the tyres are the fastest. But with somebody like Side Effects behind Alejandro, I don't think this might be his first race. I believe. I don't remember him. So, you know, I've got to see how this guy goes. But meanwhile, he's got Osnox on his outside here. Really squeezing. He's actually pushing him to the grass there. And he lost the rear, so very aggressive defending, maybe just not quite giving the space. Is that penalty worthy? I don't know. DRS is enabled for both these drivers here. The Red Bull Racing Bull has not got DRS, but the Alpine of Nicholas has got ahead of Osnox. Osnox going to be happy with that from the RB because it has cost him a place. Did that? I mean, he deserves space. The car width wasn't given. You know. I mean, realistically, it shouldn't be a car width. It needs to be a car width and a half because, well, you're not going to be joining tyres towards the tyre wall, are you? As Darkin's dropped over them, it's been a terrible start for the McLarens here. As he's dropped down to pretty much last place now. It is last place. Camry's got ahead of him and Silvestri. Joey's still recovering. Oh, a bit of a moment, but he's going to struggle to get through this now. on those hard tyres, unless he has the peak pace advantage, which I believe he would. But he's going to make sure he uses that ERS management. Maldi's not going to do. He's going to do everything he can to defend his position. But sometimes you got to let things go. And now comes Jerry. He's actually going to make it 3 wide of the Williams on the side by side. That's Pistol defending to the brim. Maldi's also bombed up inside, and Pistol's trying to go for the switchback, but the door gets slammed shut. As I keep my eyeballs on the top 2 there, but they're not making any moves. Maldi's doing everything he can to fight this, but here comes Pistol. He's going to make it 3 wide. No! No, this is not going to work. And they collided, and now he's cleared it with Maldi. Maldi's round. It's that, yeah, what they expect. Pistol is now, I think, is Maldi already decided to retire already? It was the quickest retirement ever. Does this count as not retiring on track? Does he get a race ban for tier 3 instead? Because there's no more races. And he's full on left the session. You know what? Danny called it earlier. He's going to dive bomb one of his, them, and he's gone and done it. So yeah. I don't even know that was actually going to happen, but it did happen. So, well then. We'll do the race without Maldi then. Arsenal's still struggling behind it as now Nicholas gets through. Arsenal's looking to get a bit of revenge. Nicholas has a terrible exit here. And now side by side, I say side by side, they're inside each other. DRS now for the RB and for the Haas, but the RB has got any slipstream. And through goes Nicholas. So Arsenal's, and he's got through Alejandro, but Nicholas stays ahead. But Alejandro's now trying to go for the inside. He's using his overtaking for here. It's ambitious. A little bit of tyre rubbing, but nothing works out there. As a Williams, I think his Pistol has gone. I don't know how he's crashed it there. That's it's not a place you shouldn't be crashing unless he's hit the inside curb. But if you hit crashing there, we had a bit of control issues earlier. But that's you might want to control Alt Delete if you're on PC. Obviously, the Xbox, it'll be hold the Xbox button down for 2 seconds and press A. God knows what you do in PlayStation. So, this battle for P4 is hotting up a bit. Dan Lemon's caught back to the back of this train as now Arshnox breezes past Nicholas. Straight line speed galore as Alejandro has to settle behind him for now. As Danny's got past Anthony. Oh, and it's contact! Oh, was that Danny's fault? I mean, it's not like Avi didn't have any space, but is it the case of Danny kind of closing him down a bit too much? The thing is though, would you really call it Danny's fault? That's what I would try and figure out. Oh, and that's Pistol dying. The top 2 continues to lead the way. See, softs, they are pulling away. Maybe not as quick as I would want to, because they should have a half-second lap difference for the first few laps. But they've only really pulled a couple of seconds, and now it's lap 5. I think the softs have probably lost their best, and now the medium runners are going to start reeling them in again. And considering these guys are basically just pulling each other along, and it's helping them actually gain time here. And actually, I think they're probably gaining more time, probably being in the DRS train. Nicholas has no interest in fighting the RB going to this corner. The RB's lost DRS on the Haas. I think he might just recovered it. Might. No, he hasn't. I thought it was, and it was very close because it is just under 9/10. Andrew sticking behind him for now. Maybe using lower wings is Alejandro. Pistol's got a 10 second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. That's a retirement. 2 admins, 2 retirements. That doesn't script anything else. Meanwhile, Devil's keeping Bird on his toes. I think he's actually closing the gap a little bit here. Can't quite get within DRS. Bird's having to use quite a bit of DRS to try and set him, or maybe it's just keeping it around that sort of range. But it does, yeah. If Bird does need to recover some later on in the race, yeah, it's going to have to take the pain later on because it's going to be down to into the teens here by the time he gets in the straight. So he needs to find a way of recovering his energy just a bit more effectively if he wants to try and defend Devil later on in this race, who is still built a bit more battery, but loses a bit down the straight there. And he's lost a bit more time, so Bird has gained a bit of time through this first sector. Lawyer flags, that's just for Pistol retiring. Nicholas then side by side with Alejandro. Alejandro's going to have the outside. Nicholas is going to squeeze him as he kind of has a bit of a jitter across the curb, and up he goes into P5 once again. Nicholas unable to shake these guys off here, considering he was out of DRS range from these guys. Oh, Nicholas had lost the rear end. It's so easy to do that corner. I think you just need to increase the front brake bias by 1 just for that corner, and then you should be sweet. Now the other two of McLaren, of Dynamo, and Wetui are now getting himself involved in this as well. Wetui going for an ambitious dive bomb, but I think he was also under pressure from the other Alpine of Wetui. Looking a bit close for the RB. Is he going to back out with him in a second? Oh, he's touched him. He's hit him. He's hit the back of Alejandro. And Alejandro has recovered, then put him into the barriers. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I think maybe could have lost the rear end while trying to recover the car. But damage has been done to Dilemma, and I think that's Dilemma's race. I think done, because safety cars don't seem to be, are very rare around here. There's not many places where you can really crash, to be honest, unless you have what Maldi got a couple of seasons ago where he got tucked into the wall, but I don't think that's caused a safety car. But yeah, there's no real places apart from this horseshoe. I don't see a place that really causing a safety car. Meanwhile, that's the mine's overshot that a little bit, but he's got end plate damage on both sides. That's going to hurt him a couple of tenths a lap at least. And he's on the hard as well, so he's having to go quite long. You know, anything he could do is if he pits around the same time the medium runners do, so he doesn't actually lose too much time. Oh, he's had a wobble there as well, so he's not also got understeer. He's struggling on the braking on the rear as well, as now side on the mediums has got past Devil. Devil's lost a lot of time, too much time to be natural, to be honest. I think Devil's made a mistake somewhere, and it's allowed side effects to get back with him. And now, because the mediums are probably the better tyre at this point now, also the grip advantage is probably would have helped side effects as well, despite the traction control slowing down. Joey's got past Danny. Don't think there's much fighting between these two. We know Joey's a bit the faster driver out of the two for the most cases. Meanwhile, Alejandro's now going side by side with Danny up the inside of a horseshoe. It's a great overtake up the inside. He's just carried the speed. He's just able to carry the speed through the corner a lot more better than Danny did. Maybe Danny probably did back out a little bit as well, but certainly keeping this race on its toes. I mean, not even a third through it yet. Maldi has decided to rejoin. Is Alejandro going to get past Joey this lap then? Obviously, mediums are probably a little bit better than the mediums. Oh, it's going to be 3 wide. Danny's on the inside of both of them. And now the RB's lost the rear, and he's tagged the other Mercedes. And the other Mercedes got off the circuit. That's Danny's off the circuit. They're all colliding with each other. I don't know what's going on. It's just, it's a Germany and Austria gangbang here. Actually, it's not even Austria, is it? Because it's bloody Italian, isn't it? The RB team, it is technically. But in terms of Red Bull, and yeah, it would be Austrian. But my God. Oh, he's lost the rear again as Alejandro. Now that allows Joey to slip back on side. And he's got a warning. But if he doesn't get another warning, he might get that removed. Because he did look like he got a bit pushed off there. But, yeah, definitely not good there. And that's going to hurt him for the rest of this race. Bird is flying away. I don't think he'll be racing next season in Tier 2 because, well, unless he decides to do it again, but, you know, it depends. It depends. Let's see what Maldi does coming towards the end of the season. Well, I'll say coming to next season, shall I say. But yeah, lots of, they're going to be getting a bit hot-headed in the cockpits here. And meanwhile, McLaren and Aston Martin, side by side, it's Dallerman and Anthony. Fighting out Danny's got a corner cut there for turn 2. He's been a bit cheeky on the curb. Got himself a penalty. Side by side, no hot lap being used, so no extra out. Oh no! Alejandro and Danny are both off the circuit there. Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen style. Don't know what's going on with these two, but it's allowing Jerry just to get a little bit of a gap. But looks like he struggles a little bit through this section. Oh, saying struggling, Alejandro's losing the rear. I don't know what's going on. His setup must be on the knife edge of grip of what's really allowed to be possible to drive. Meanwhile, Devil's lost the position to Nicholas now, and now got Osnox behind him. So him on these softs is really struggling. He's actually pitting in now, which is quite early, unless he's going onto the hards. This could be a set of hards here, a set of mediums. So he's going long on these mediums. It's a very long distance on the mediums. It's quite a distance. It's not too long, but it's definitely 24 laps on these tyres. It's definitely going to make it very difficult at the end of the race, and especially when everyone's going to be on much fresher hard tyres, because most of the people will probably pit for the mediums to the hards. We'll see what happens in the next 5 laps or so. By the time it gets lap 20, answers will be questioned. Answers will be questioned. Or questions have been answered. My brain is working backwards today. Save our souls. See what Bird does. I mean, he has a good 5-second gap, so you know he can give it a couple of laps before he needs to react at least. So he can probably go to that 15 without much of an issue. Actually, no, it's coming in this lap, so the opting for a very early stop here, covering any sort of undercut. You see when he comes out, you can hope that he has a nice gap behind the Haas. He's going to come up behind. I'm trying to see, because he would like a gap, he would. So as long as he has a nice gap. Oh no, and Sylvester is off. What's happened to him? He will filter out, fortunately, right behind the Aston Martin of Avni. Probably the worst place to come out, because he's got to sit behind him now through the second sector. So we'll see how that's out. Oh, Alejandro, I'm pretty sure I looked on the map, looked like he was off the kit. So these guys are fighting so hard. I mean, look at that. Joey's now built up almost a 4-second gap here. In fact, even Darkin's got ahead of them. Meanwhile, you need to make a mistake there. These guys are fighting. Problem is, Alejandro, he's flooring it in places where he shouldn't be flooring it, and now Dilemma's trying to fight his way through. Dilemma hasn't got end plates. He's pushing these guys along, and he hasn't even got he's not even got most of the front wing. You know, Bird is now really wrapping himself around Anthony, but he wants to take into here, which is, I don't know about that, because he won't get DRS. I think he might just burn it, and might burn it to try and catch up to Cammy. That's what it's doing here. I think he doesn't want to be sitting behind him for that much longer. But I think it would be better probably staying behind him, because he would have saved more ERS, and he still got ahead of him anyway. And Andrew gets another time penalty. Spin the penalty. Oh! Well, that's what Nicholas has lost it. I don't know what's happened to him under the virtual safety car. Second of all, that collision literally just made me speechless. Because I didn't have a clue. Oh, I mean, I know exactly what happened, but I have no clue why it happened. Dynamo just seemed to look like he just closed on him and put him into the wall. Why did that happen? And Dynamo's now got a 10-second time penalty for severe collision with DJ Danny. So Dilemma is causing his own dilemmas here. But that... Oh, and Cammy's got a drive-through penalty. Excellent. And in he comes. This won't be for a change of tyres. I think some people were hoping it was an extra couple of minutes. or an extra few, about 20, 30 seconds, because they would have got a cheap pit stop, but I think it just came in before these guys came into the pits. So unfortunately, these guys will have to continue doing their pit stop under racing conditions. Unfortunately, because it happened before turn 4, so by the time I got through the second sector, down the main straight, it was obviously had time to clear out. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know exactly what happened, but I don't know why and how it happened. To the specific reasons. But that shouldn't have been a collision. I don't know if I should have gave more space for one like that. I was on board with Alejandro. It's not a good first impression for Alejandro. I think Dalema does sometimes just fight you too hard when he shouldn't be fighting you too hard. I feel like sometimes. And here comes Bird. He's now right at the trumpets now. Here he comes. Oh, and again! I feel like Dalema's weaving a little bit. Not massive, but enough to really throw people off. Bird's just going to stick it around the side and go, yep, through he goes. Now he's just going to eat Danny up for breakfast. The mediums are starting to fear at this point. Easy overtake. Running our overtake though. Here comes Dalema. And he's just shut the door. He's like, no, you are not coming past. I do not want to sit behind you on your 15 lap old hard tyres. Through sector 2. You can see the grip difference between what 12 laps does. He's got no front wing either, which doesn't really help. Oh, he's on the grass. And he's lost more of his front wing now. Was that intentional? Well, he's caught a safety car. I don't know what he's doing there. Yeah, he's got a caught a safety car, and everyone that's just now made their pit stop is going to be fuming. Bird, well, he will still be in the lead anyway. Is he going to come in for pits and mediums? No, he's not. I thought he might want to come in and put another set of mediums. But the thing is, he wouldn't want to do that because it'll put him behind them. But he's now going to be on worse tyres, and he's lost his gap. He's lost his gap. Side effects and Ostox decided to stay out as well, so they decided not to put another set of mediums on. At least the guys that started on the hards have the easy option of pitting the mediums. And Silvestra's got a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I still don't know why it's 10 seconds. I hope it gets changed for the next game. I'm already talking about the next game, and I'm not even a third way into the cycle of the game. Well, probably I'll be about a third of the way through the cycle now. But yeah. Safety car it is. Can Bird hold on? He's on the oldest tyres of everyone here. Nothing massive though. But he's on the oldest tyres here. Is he going to have the pace to keep this victory for Brazil for the last race of the season? If he does race here in Tier 2 next season, I think he'll be hoping he can race more races and then fight for the championship. But he's also doing Tier 1 as well, so we could also say that for Tier 1 as well. But Tier 2 obviously more highly likely, because obviously lower tier means generally slower drivers. Doesn't mean the race is any easy though. Bird's known for making massive gaps during the safety car or formation lap. Doing a bit of a gap there down the straight. Right then. Safety car in on the 18th lap to signal the second half of the race to be restarted by the bird is the forward. Where does he go? He can wait as long as he dares and as long as he wants. So I think he's going up. He can leave it. He can leave it. Now he's gone. Left it as late as he physically can. I think it's of course some kerfuffle down here. Seems to be jostling positions early. I think Avenue went too early there. I think he got some legal overtakes. And then McLaren's got it's diving inside of him. And he's pushing him onto the grass. He's going to cause contact and he's round. Why do I feel like something's going to happen? Always happens. They managed to hold on for now, but Sidepack's on these slightly more fresher tyres. Try and push him along. Both of them use a lot of battery. Coming to here. Bird's going to run him out of the room here. Bird's gone defensive. Sidepack's gone around the outside, but Door's going to be shot at him. No, he's not. Bird's had a mistake. And there's going to be up the inside of the Bird here. Bird's been pushed, shoved, and bumped into every single possible mistake or dodgy situation physically possible. I thought it was some rain in, and that's just a piece of grass that's been stuck on the camera. No DRS yet for these guys. Knox is using his battery. Oh, it's going to be almost 3 wide. This Bird's not going to speed. He's decided to back out. Oh my god, a Mercedes dived on, but it's Joey just steamrolled it into the lead. Was that a quadruple overtake? A triple overtake did I see? Triple overtake. Going into turn 1. Now Bird's going to use his advantage of DRS again and the overtake. Sandhax has burnt all of his overtake and all of his battery. And it's put him in a very vulnerable position. And he's hit the back of Bird. You forget that people around you fighting are having to travel at slower speeds when they're racing each other. And now side by side, McLaren and the Red Bull of Devil and Darkin. And Bird's trying to look up inside, and then McLaren's trying to look on the inside of X now. And welcome to Tier 2 Chaos. Defending everywhere, attacking everywhere. Oh, and the Rebel's gone. Devil's been spun. Oh, he spun himself. But contact, and he's round, and that is his race done and dusted, I believe. There's no other safety car's going to happen. Play the meme of the guy chucking a computer in the skip. Look at this fighting gun for this lead here. Bird's back up to P2. Osnot's tries to go round the outside. Birds will cut back in behind the hat. Try and get some more slipstream. DRS for both. Bird hasn't got any much battery left, but he managed to get the overtake anyway. Up into back up to P2. The thing is now, Joey, he's on 4-lap old mediums. He's on the best tyres out over now. He has quite decent tyre advantage. No wonder he had the confidence to dive up inside earlier. Sensational. This is a DRS train containing all top 10 cars here. It is one massive DRS train. No mistakes been made this time around. Into turn 1, maybe into turn 4, maybe something else can happen. Bird, I think he's just recharging his batteries up for now, while he's under fire from the hat. Knox. Yeah, charge his battery up, ready to go for Joey. Be careful, as the hat is back up his arse. DRS train has been split up a little bit, especially where Tui is. He's dropped off the back of this little group here. Now, Bird can use this straight just to gain some time back on Joey. Using his hot lap to his advantage, this Bird. Now, DRS overtake slipstream for the Bird. The Bird is going for that word of that number 1. Got to move back again. So even on the slightly worse hard tyres, he's able to get the move back past Joey. Meanwhile, his group now start falling off the back there. It's what happens when you start to fight a little bit too hard. Starts to actually slow you down actually to a quite significant point. So I tell you going through dilemma there earlier. So we can work with Joey. Joey's just charging his battery back up. You know, Bird with the fastest lap of the race on 11 lap old hards, charging the way then. DRS hot lap mode being used for Joey. Overtake. Bird's just gonna like, yeah, you know what, I'm just sticking to none and let you go past. No point slowing each other down. Arsenox is still behind, but not at a threatening gap. You know, a third way through this second phase of the race after the safety car. McLaren is off its dilemma. Dilemma is sorting out his own dilemmas again, and he's retired on the track. Well, no, because does that? I was going to say, does it count as disqualification? But I mean, he's out anyway. So I guess his only penalisation is, well, him retiring, I guess. Yeah, it's one really good race, and that was Las Vegas, and then everywhere else he's kind of fizzled a little bit. Bird. ERS. None for ERS management. Joey sets another fast lap, another second, another 10th of a second faster. He's looking to get that pass. No, he's keeping it in medium and pointing to none. Yep, just gonna let the just save up whatever he can get. I wonder if Bird might want to allow Joey to use the pace of those mediums to try and build a gap, because if they can get out of DRS Arsenox and side effects, it will give them a bit more space later on. Oh, and Arsenox is gone. He's lost it, and he's gonna get a hefty penalty for this. What's a 3-second time penalty? Is it could get removed? Oh no, there's a safety car. Devil has binned it at the horseshoe, and this will make it interesting. People pit for softs if they have a set of softs available. Maybe a set of mediums if they don't want to. What would they do? I'm assuming everyone will pit. I mean, staying on tyres is a guaranteed failure. And in they go. See what everyone goes on to. Everyone's in the pits. And that Mercedes gone way too fast, and he's not managed to get a what? Wait, what? Bird's on the softs. Everyone, pretty much everyone else, is on the mediums. Arsenox has gone for the softs. Danny's gone for the softs. Nicholas onto the mediums. Darking on the mediums. Sidewax on the mediums. Joey's gone onto the mediums. So there's a mixture here of soft and mediums. And Sylvester is serving his 10-second time penalty, which is why it's taking so long for him to do. Now Sheen probably will start the softs for him. Oh, and that's Bird Thomas shooting it. So yeah, pretty much half. It's half and half really. 6 on the mediums, 5 on the softs. It's all preference. It all depends on how many tyres you use in qualifying, because you have 3 sets of softs if you went balanced on your tyre allocation. And if you use all 3 sets in qualifying, obviously you would only have scrubbed sets left for the race. obviously can't see if they're scrubbed or not. Not really possible, to be honest. But yeah. But the medium, people on the mediums might think, well, if you can get through the first 5 laps without really losing anything, you know, every lap they go through, the mediums become that little bit more better compared to the softs. Every lap, by about half a tenth or so. And then by the time you get to maybe lap 12, the mediums will be, well, let's say lap 12, I mean like 12 laps in, maybe around lap 33, 34, mediums will probably be fast at that point. So it's all about preference. Softs will be plenty good to go to the end, but some people prefer that more consistent tyre of the mediums. So we'll see how that goes. So, Bear's gone aggressive then. Can he win this race? Is the soft tyre the best choice to go on to? Obviously we won't know until the end of the race. I think people like Bird. No, Bird's actually qualified, isn't he? That Bird doesn't normally qualify for tier 2. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's tier 2, maybe they decided to give up at the end. But yeah. If you see the set of softs, obviously it makes sense, doesn't it, to go on to the set of softs. Depends on track it is, but like I said, because the strategy's quite strange around here, you kind of want a bit of everything. But yeah, you want a set of softs in case this is a decent late safety car, but at the same time you want a spare set of mediums in case, you know, you've got to keep going long. You kind of, and then you also always have a set of hards anyway. So it's always a difficult one to choose for, especially when it comes to the qualifying. Yeah, some people like to always save a set of softs. Maybe probably not worth it, considering you might be able to gain an advantage by doing the extra lap, just having an extra lap of attempting your qualifying lap. So when does Joey go then? What did he learn from what he did? Well, Bird did. He's gone a bit earlier than Bird. Bird's gone though, followed him along. Sidefax is keeping him close. Overtake's being used, and Joey is already being fought into turn 1 as the gap closes as they navigate through turn 1. Bird needs to get it done quickly while these softs are still in cheddar cheese mode. Whatever mode you think that is, it's up to you. Bird's gone for a compromised line there. I think Sidefax might have a try and have a nibble somewhere. Yeah, he's got to nibble that cheese. That sounds wrong at this point. Is he going to try and sniff it up the inside? Maybe it smells like smelly cheese. Meanwhile, I've got some orange cheese here, dark in the McLaren P4. Haven't really seen much this race at all. But he suddenly found himself in P4, so, oh, good for him. Because I've not seen him all race. Literally. Apart from like one moment at the start of the race. DRS enabled then, so Bird looking to take advantage of it. Both managing the ERS going through the centre S's. Overtake being used, DRS is going to be enabled for him, but Joey's also using some hot lap. DRS, overtake, everything. I think Joey's just going to take it, yep, sticks it into none, he goes, well, I'm not going to bother fighting it, I'll rather just let you through, recharge my batteries and come back at you the next lap. Ooh, hello. Was a bit of contact there, or was it Darkin lost it himself? But certainly a bit of a sort of moment. So, Does Joey come back at Bird? He's slapped it into medium, so no. Bird's fast off the race. Obviously without RS, DRS, ERS and Slipstream helping down turn 4 and Bentley definitely down to turn 1 helped him to get that fastest lap. But now, does Joey come back here? Hot lap maybe news. No, Prince None is going to stay behind him. Bird's practically got nothing left. He's used pretty much all his battery. You know, Joey's doing what he's doing. He's forcing Bird to use his DRS without having to use his own. He's just using the DRS to force him into position. Side effects. Having a go up the inside of Joey there, giving Bird a little bit of breathing space. I don't actually know why he goes into hot lap mode through there. That's interesting. Doesn't really need to save battery for the second sector. I'll just keep it in none. Save a couple of percent. Now look at Joe, he's got 93% to use. Down this straight. He may just want to stay behind him. He might have zero interest in making the overtakes. Oh, he's going for it. Oh! They made contact. Down the straight. Very, very amateur collision there between the two. I was going to say driving, but I don't think it was really driving. I think it's just complete misjudgment between the both of them there. And now Bird's trying to come back at him here. Bird prefers to stay ahead, but he hasn't got the battery to keep fighting like this. Bird's just slapped it into none, but it's allowing Joey to go back round the outside. He's going to be contact at some point, I feel like. Oh, that was close. The thing is now, Bird's got to watch out for side effects. Because side effects, there's no filter when it comes to his moves. Yeah, he will take you out on purpose if he wants to. I mean, he tried to in Abu Dhabi, so I don't know why he wouldn't do it here. Why change anything when it comes to driver to driver? You would treat everyone equally. What you would like to think, anyway. But Joey is trying to build a gap here, but Bird's still within DRS, which I think is the good thing. He uses a DRS just to close up the gap and get back within half a second of Joey with 5 laps to go then. Here for the final race at Sao Paulo for Tier 2. Before going to quite a long 2-week break. The longest 2 weeks of your life. What Marty probably would say. But it probably wouldn't be that long because he's going to Brazil anyway. So yeah, probably the quickest 2 weeks of his life. You know, meanwhile, Dark and Side Effects are fighting for the last position on the podium. At this point, I don't think softs all means make a difference. But certainly, just the longer these out for, these softs are just going to start to wear out a little bit more. They're going to hit the cliff before the medium runners do. So whatever you had advantage-wise earlier, you've lost it now because the tyres have dropped off. You know, you've got to give it a couple more laps, but there isn't enough laps for the mediums to drop off in the first place. Now look at Bird, he's now 6 tenths behind. Might not seem much, but considering how close they were earlier, that's quite a lot of gap that he's lost over the course of that lap. Now he's overshot turn 1, it's going to hurt him to turn 2 as well. It's just going to hurt him another couple of tenths. You know, it's 3 tenths going into the apex, it's 7 tenths almost coming out. So, Bird still on 7 tenths here. The gap to Joey. But first time in a while, seeing Joey with less ERS than the Bird. Definitely a better line this time from Bird. But even with the tighter apex, Joey still has a better exit. going out of the center S's. Nicholas has picked up a time penalty, not going to help him fight for this P6. Never mind. Here go Darkin, engines come off, flipping nowhere, and put his flipping McLaren up into flipping P2. Now that was definitely a shock, and that's definitely going to hurt any chance of Bird getting this victory. Now those softs, I think, are starting to feel it. Now, side effects is up the inside. This is not what Bird needs. Bird needs a pigeon and a half extra pace, but he doesn't have it at the moment. He has the bit of traction, but they might be out of DRS. You've got to be careful, because they might be out of DRS if they fight too hard. Luckily, he's still within about 9/10 of the two cars in front, but these softs are really feeling it. You just start to lose that critical pace that will keep you in the position in the first place. Bird is back down to 12% of ERS left. Really having to use when he needs it. Again, he goes a bit deep into there. It's hurting and checks it. Luckily, these guys are already close enough. Bird needs to put into none now. Try and save whatever battery he's got left. Oh, a lot of curve there for turn 4. Slipstream, whatever he's got. He's got to figure out how to get past Darkin with 60% more battery. He's got to figure out how to manage that. Oh, Darkin a bit of a wobble there. But he's got side effects is still right behind Bird here. Keeping Bird certainly on the tip of his tits. Here we go, we're starting the last lap then. Here at Sao Paulo, Brazil. For the last lap of the race. No moves with Darkin coming into the late charge. He was absolutely nowhere for practically most of the race. And suddenly, he's fighting for the lead. Bird hasn't got the space. He's lost the time, whatever he's got. And he hasn't got any battery left. He's used everything. Now he's just fighting for simply the podium at this point. Now Darkin's up the inside of Joey, but he's getting moved on now. I'm surprised he isn't holding it off until later on in the lap, going down the main straight. But it's allowed Bird to get right back behind these guys. But like I said, he's got no battery compared to Bird. Needs to make a dive bomb. Oh, that's close. I think Darkin covered it off, and Bird still tried to stick it anyway. But now he's ghosting, and now Side Effects is trying to sniff around to try and shake it off. Bird manages. He dives it up the inside of the McLaren, but the McLaren's going to have probably a better traction, which it does. And then shout flags, that's the amount of Anthony. But these guys have considerably more battery. Darkin's got pretty much a full battery. Joey's got 70%. I think Darkin might be a bit too far behind here to get away with it. Joey's running, still got plenty of battery. I think he might have this. DRS is too late. And Bird is doing it. Bird's actually lost the position. Bird's out of the podium. Joey wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Darkin P2 for him in the end. Too far behind. The extra bit of battery was not worth it. Should use a bit of battery to close up earlier on. Side effects P3 pinches off the Birds. Those softs just dropped off in those his closing laps there. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier before the safety car came in. Is that those softs that always get you at the worst time. They just start to drop just when you don't want them to. Because yes, to have better pace, but if the medium runners can keep up with you, when it comes to those crucial last couple of laps, they just lose their edge just when you want them the most. That's what makes the harder tyres better in those late race situations, that they just have the extra bit of pace at the end of the race as their tyres continue to hold on for that little bit longer. But yeah, wow, that was that late safety car definitely caused some quite considerable good battles. Definitely made it more interesting than watching Bird simply fuck off. But unfortunately, his podium, never mind his win, his podium was taken away from it. So it could have been an easy victory for Bird there. I think he probably deserved the win. Because he lost it on third party and external problems from outside himself. But yeah, Joey P1 and Darkin P2, Joey, Sideflex P3, Bird P4, Nicholas P5, Nitwatui P6, Danny P7, Arsenox P8, Kaya P9, Avdi P10, Silvestri P11, Devil P12, and you also your DNS actually were Devil, Dalima, Alejandro, Pistol, and STB Melody, who practically rage quit from the start of the race. He didn't even bother even trying to stay out for a couple more laps. I don't know if we're going to have interviews because I think Jerry uses the app, so he can't talk. Side effects, I believe, I don't think he's ever done an interview, to be honest. I can't really be asked anyway. And then obviously, Starking is not on the Xbox. So, he will leave it there then. Great race then for Tier 2. I would look at the championship standings, but I don't remember what it looked like because I don't have it. So I don't actually know what the championship is at the end, unfortunately. I don't actually know. Has it been won? I can't remember. I think Jerry has it though. I think Jerry's won the championship. But yeah, I'm completely wrong. But yeah, that's it then for this season for Tier 2. Obviously come back for us tomorrow for the final race of Tier 3. Maldi we're hoping to win, but with the races he's going at the moment, I don't think it's going to be happening. So we will see you tomorrow. And then after that, if you don't want to watch that, you will have to wait 2 weeks. No, 3 weeks, because we've got a 2-week break. We'll have no race next week, and no week the race the week after. We don't come back till it will be, I believe we don't come back until the 4th on the Monday of November. So, yep, quite a long way away. So, come back for us then. So, don't forget about us. Back next week, next season, for another thrilling races.